Hello, everybody, and welcome to Fortress Comic News, episode 396. I am one of your hosts, Chris, alongside my co-host here, Mike. What's going on, Mike?
Nothing much. We have an interview today. We tried the last few weeks, and we just had to, make space for this awesome interview with Geoff Mosse. Did I say it right? Did I get it right?
Mosse. It was,
Mosse. And it's he's got a very cool project about World War One, the Valley of Death. So yeah, looking forward to that.
And excuse the interview a little bit. There was like a delay we had, so there was a little bit of talking over each other, but I still think the conversation was really good. And
for sure,
came out really well.
Yeah, and his grandfather was the guy Tom Hanks plays in Saving Private Ryan. I was like, oh, damn, that was pretty cool to find out. So
that is cool, yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy stuff. And the origin story, man, you guys are going to be looking forward to that. It's crazy how many people we talk to about their origin in comics, and I'm still surprised by some of these. You know what I mean?
It's never the same, man.
It's never the same.
It's just like getting into comics. It's never the same story. There isn't a path. Like, you just gotta go do it and figure it out.
Just gotta do it. Anyway, sorry.
Do it.
I don't want to flip my table over here.
That would not be good.
No. I guess with that we'll just jump into the news. We got to talk about this Penguin finale pretty soon. So let's start jumping through the news and we'll talk about that, because holy shit. Disney Plus released a new trailer for What If Season 3, which will be the last season of the series, and is releasing December 22nd with daily drops. So Christmas came early this year, folks. One final watch, What If. Yeah, they have like the little clips or screenshots of everybody in the title there. So that's pretty cool. So we're getting 3 seasons, definitive. They're done with it. Do you think that's true? Do you think they're not doing any more What If?
I mean, they're saying that's it, but it's Marvel, and I even throw DC in this. Like, they can't be trusted.
No, nobody can. They've done Watchmen so many times now.
But if it is, that's fine. Like, I think What If has been good for 2 seasons now. I've really enjoyed it. I like that this season seems to have thrown in some of the Fox properties as well as part of the What If tales, which just shows that they're going to implement more X-Men stuff into the future. Yeah, the trailer looked great. I'm a little peeved at the daily drops.
Yeah,
like Marvel.
At least all at once.
I don't have a life, but I have a life.
Yeah. Come on. We don't want to wait around for these episodes.
I would have been fine with weekly or whatever. And I can't remember what they did for season 2. It might have been, actually. But that was a year ago, and I can't remember things 2 weeks ago. So, yeah, it's the daily drops are a little annoying, but whatever. Whatever gets me the season. And it, like, every December is jam-packed with shit, man. Like, this is coming out. The new Star Wars show is coming out, I believe. I've got 3 movies I have to go see.
Oh, yeah.
Technically 2, but one, romantic partner is forcing me to go see.
Yep.
And this, like, December's gonna be crazy, but we'll try our best to keep up.
There's a lot of, I mean, the Superman movie's coming out, I think, end of November. The documentary about Christopher Reeves, that's what I want to see. I really
want to see that.
Yeah, and I think they're doing a bigger release with it, which is great. I want to see the writers of Rohirrim, the Lord of the Rings movie. Really pumped.
That's the one I'm being forced to go see.
Oh, man, come on.
I think it looks cool. Don't get me wrong.
It looks awesome, yeah.
But there's no world where I would go to a theater if I was not being forced to.
Dude, they have Count Dooku's voice. They took, hopefully they paid his estate, but the actor who passed away, they took all the clips from the past Lord of the Rings movies and they made his part with those. It's wild.
Yeah, with AI, it's fine.
It's fine. It's fine if somebody got paid for it.
I have no problem. I'm not on the side of AI is the devil.
The devil.
This show could not exist without AI. But aside, yeah, it does look cool. I like the style and everything. But that's one of those things that 100%. I would have waited for it to come to HBO or to Max.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have ran out to the theaters. Now, will I run out to the theaters for Sonic the Hedgehog 3, Mike? You damn well fucking believe I will.
Oh, did I tell you? You got to go to Target because everybody's got to go to Target. They have, I don't know, I can't remember if I sent you a picture or Snapchat, but they have, if you go to Target, one of the end of the toy aisles, they have really cool advent calendars, and there's a Sonic one. There's a Sonic one, there's a Ninja Turtles one, there's a Marvel one, and they all have like little figures. It's amazing.
I was just at Target yesterday. I saw those. They're really cool.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
I saw the Sonic
I'm looking for that animated series cowl. I think I'm going to have to pay scalper price. But
yeah, they're nowhere to be found, dude. Can't find them anywhere.
You know what I didn't know exists? Common theme.
Yeah.
But, I don't follow toys. McFarlane has a line of Dark Knights of Steel action figures.
Oh, yeah.
And I saw the Batman one today. And I was like, holy shit.
I see that one quite a bit. I don't know if I have it. If I don't, I need to buy it. But I don't know if I got the email from McFarlane Toys, because that's what they do when you're addicted to these things. They start emailing you about them. And they announced the life-size bust of the 1966 Batman cowl. I don't know if you saw that email.
Yeah,
but
I did see that one
Yo,
too.
guys, what the fuck? Like, why do they do this to me? Out of all the cowls to pick, I'm like, if you were to tell me McFarlane's making a life-size cowl, which one would you pick? The 66 Batman one would not be on the top of my list that they would do, but for some reason they're doing it. Man,
they did 89 already.
Okay.
So this is the next in line.
So
I don't know if that means they're also going to do Nightfall.
Dude, how do you do? How do you do like a life-size Nightfall? There's no life-size to Nightfall or animated series, but man, I want to see one.
I don't even think. I wouldn't want the life-size animated series if they did it. Honestly,
that's just like gimmicky, Like
it's also $100, dude.
Yeah.
Like the 1/3 scale ones, the normal ones they put out are perfect.
Yeah.
$20 in and out, bam, and they'll look nice on the shelf over here. Like it's good. Yeah.
Somebody is still making 60s Batman stuff out at Hallmark every year. I got the new 60s Batman. I was gonna have it right here to show you, but it's Batman and Robin hanging by a rope.
Yeah, I saw that.
I have like every year Hallmark isn't making like new Batman movie or Batman TV show ornaments. They're making 60s Batman. So somebody at Hallmark is like, nope, we need to have another 60s Batman ornament on the shelf. It's crazy.
Hallmark is on point because they have a ton of ornaments they're putting out every year.
Yeah.
I actually have a ton of Star Wars ornaments because growing up, it was easy to be like, because my grandparents always wanted to buy me ornaments.
Yeah.
And after a while, my parents were like, you can only get him Santa so many times. He doesn't care about cars. Like, I have a bunch of like a Studebaker ornament and everything, but my grandpa bought it for me. So, dude, I'm not even fucking with you. Like, I have a Studebaker car ornament. And my mom finally was like, he doesn't give a shit about cars.
Thanks for the Studebaker. I wanted a laser sword.
So, that's the funny part, because mind you, we're talking about my mom's parents. Yeah. They're both like immigrants from, one's from Italy, one's from Ireland.
Okay.
So they were just like salt of the earth, fucking work hard, get ahead kind of people. Right. And my mom had to be like, he likes Star Wars. Like, and she looked it up, and like every year Hallmark does new Star Wars stuff.
Oh yeah.
So just get them like a Star Wars one, and they do new ones every year. And I remember my grandfather, my mom telling me later, but my grandfather's reaction was basically, "What's Star Wars?"
So that's way cooler than Studebakers, but we'll have to teach you.
Yeah, but that's where I was going. So Hallmark is still on point because they have 2 out right now.
Yeah.
For you and all the other video game people out there. One is a classic Sega Genesis, and you click a button, and it has the startup sound.
I have that one.
That leads into Sonic the Hedgehog, because the cartridge in the Genesis, of course, Sonic the Hedgehog.
Of course it is.
The other one is a OG Xbox. And mind you, it's like the Xbox with
it's a brick
controller hanging off it and everything.
Yeah.
And you push the start button, and the OG sounds come up of like the when it starts up.
I bought that one this year too.
Did you?
Yeah.
It dives. Is it the one that dives right into Halo as well?
Yes.
So like, it goes, oh,
it goes
dude, it's so awesome.
Music. I was like, they are preying on my nostalgia, and they had a PC one this year too, and it has Oregon Trail on the PC. That's
fantastic.
I can only spend $30 on an ornament so many times this year, though. I gotta stop.
I went for the D&D one they did, the special one they did for Walmart or whatever.
Yeah. I couldn't find that anywhere.
That was... Dude, I went there. I think I sent you the pictures because they also did the Lord of the Rings one. If you're a Lord of the Rings fan, it's the coolest Lord of the Rings ornament I've ever seen. I bought it. And I
got 3 ornaments.
So anyways, I saw it and I sent you that picture. Then I was like, next week I'll get it.
Yeah.
Next week I went. There's one left. And I've gone back because I love fucking Christmas. I go back every week and I go through the Christmas stuff. Yeah. It hasn't been restocked yet. So I might have lucked
sold out immediately in my Walmart. So people come in droves for D&D. I will say, okay, we'll talk about ornaments for a little longer. Hallmark made these. It is getting kind of ridiculous though, because like, oh, you love Fandom ornaments. They have these like giant fucking like dioramas that you like put into your tree of like Star Wars and like Harry Potter, but these things, they're like $250. I don't know if they're tree toppers, but they're like giant, and I think they like stick in the tree, and it's like, okay, that's just too much, guys. It's like, now we're just replacing the tree with like an action figure set or something.
They also, so I say this, but it's slightly hypocritical because it's not true. I like swore off pop figures, right? Like I'm done unless something really like special comes out.
Right.
And but ornaments don't count, Mike.
No, they don't.
So they do pop figure ornaments. So I got Jabba the Hutt, and I'm zoning on this little dude's name, but the little like dude.
Oh yeah, that guy. Yeah. Nobody knows.
And and it comes in a 2-pack.
Yeah.
So you can hang them next to each other. Oh, I got that this year too.
Amazing.
Also, I got slipping over to pop figures. I got a push notification this morning, actually. And as part of their like early Black Friday deals, because Walmart tracks everything, or not Walmart, Amazon tracks everything I do, so they know exactly what the push.
Oh, they know what you're looking at. Yeah.
They sent me a thing. It's like, this is on sale, and I clicked on it, and it was a double pack pop figure of Adam West Batman and Joker, and it's a fight scene. So it's Batman has pow and Joker has ouch coming off of him.
Yeah, I need that.
And I was like, and it's $10. I'm like,
oh my god.
Bye.
Oh man, I'm gonna have to look that up now and buy. Damn you! I haven't bought a pop figure in like 6 fucking years.
I'll send you a link.
Oh, thank you. Thanks.
That's the first pop figure I bought sent, like actual pop figure sent. Well, since probably the Invincible.
Oh yeah, the Invincible ones. Yeah.
Even before that, it was Seinfeld, and I bought the whole set. It was fucking Seinfeld.
Yeah.
But yeah, the Invincible one was a total, like, I saw it and I'm like, oh.
Had to have it.
Dude, it's Omni-Man beating up Invincible. I had to have it.
Yeah, because we spend so much stupid money every year. The things we buy are the Harry Potter sets, because the Harry Potter building ornaments also double as Christmas Village, so you can like put lights in them and light up the windows and stuff. So every year they made 2 or 3 new like shops or houses or like characters' houses. This year, luckily, all 2 or 3 of them are stupid. Like, they're not, like, I'm not even the Harry Potter fan, and to hear from the Harry Potter fans, like, these ones aren't that exciting. I'm like, okay, I don't need to buy one this year. But so I get a break from those this year.
I thought it was cool that Hallmark did the Harry Potter, but it's the books stacked up.
Yeah.
So I think there's 3 different ones for.
Yeah. Yep.
And I was like, those are cool. Really cool. But that'd be kind of poserish of me, because I read through Goblet of Fire.
Okay.
When I was younger, because like I was there when they were coming out.
Yeah.
And then I dropped off because I became a man and started playing Pokemon instead.
You wanted to be the very best.
But I kind of want to go back and reread the books.
Dude, that would be amazing to hear you reading that and talking about it.
I mean, well, because you remember a few years ago, I finally watched all the movies. And I'm like, these are really fucking good.
They're really good. And the books are even better. Yeah.
So I would, now that I've gotten into audiobooks and everything, I'm like, I could...
Dude.
These are accessible to me. Like,
and the voice acting, I forget the name of the guy. There's this older British guy that does the voice acting, and he's so good. He's so good. I can't think of his name right now. But yeah. Anyways, more Harry Potter. It's really great. Okay, we'll get we're gonna get back to. I don't know how we got
That
here or
was
where we
such a
went.
tangent.
Holy
I
shit!
love it.
Movie news, everybody. Denzel Washington. We're talking about Denzel now. Said during an interview with Today that he will be playing a role in Black Panther 3. Denzel is quoted as saying, "Ryan Coogler is running a part for me for the next Black Panther." He then went on the list, the next slate of projects as being Othello, Hannibal, a mystery film with director Steve McQueen, and King Lear, and went on to say, "After that, I'm going to retire." Yeah, that sounds like a pretty good slate to fucking retire on.
Yeah.
Othello, King Lear, Hannibal, like all. That's it. That you're gonna wrap up with these iconic characters. He's getting up there though. Good for him.
Yeah, and apparently his role in Gladiator is like really fucking good.
Yeah,
but obviously it's not out yet, and I haven't seen it.
I want to see it. Yeah. Just I love Denzel. I'll watch him in anything. So
yeah, unfortunately, because I was not able to go to the movie theaters this weekend. I'm going next weekend, and I am prioritizing Red One because fucking Christmas movie with The Rock and Chris Evans fighting snowmen. Yeah. But anyways,
sold. That's all I needed to hear. Yeah.
Yeah, Coogler did say that he's wanted Denzel in these movies. Like he's one of the guys that he idolizes and is looked up to, and has said like that's the reason he's here and all that bullshit. So
yeah,
it makes sense. And to be fair, especially for our generation, I would say Denzel is like one of the most iconic black actors. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, like, I feel like at least the ones that have like stayed pretty consistent throughout the years. I mean, like for me, like early on, I guess I was like Will Smith was pretty big for me growing up, but he kind of dropped off. Same thing with Martin Lawrence. I mean, like, you know, the whole Bad Boys thing, and Martin Lawrence was huge, and then it kind of shifted to the guy who's really good friends with The Rock, Kevin Hart. Yeah, but
and even then, not to take away from those guys because I love all of them too.
Yeah.
But you're talking comedic actors, like
right. Jamie Foxx was there for a bit, and then again, his career kind of fizzled out. Like I know he was injured and stuff or had a stroke, but I think consistently it has to be Denzel for sure because
I think Denzel's like. Not even to put a moniker on it. He's just one of the actors that I think is the best of our that I can remember growing up.
And he's done
Training Day is iconic, man.
Yeah, Training Day, Equalizer, all of those movies. Yeah.
So
that's good for him. To be in a Black Panther movie is awesome. I can't wait to see what he's gonna do.
It kind of sucks he's gonna retire, but at the same time, I get where he's coming from.
Yeah.
I want to just not do work one day.
Yeah, right. Whether you're rich or not, you might not just want to work. Maybe he wants to help people, you know?
Yeah.
Somebody that doesn't want to help people is the Penguin.
Wants to help himself.
Yeah, he wants to help. So we're going to talk about the finale, folks. If you think there's could be any redeeming quality or anything to be like, oh, wow, the Penguin's a great character, or just to be like, I kind of feel bad for the Penguin, you're going to watch the finale of the Penguin and be like, yeah, I don't think any of that. I think this guy's a piece of shit and doesn't deserve any happiness in his life.
And they it's so well written, dude. Like, yeah, it's so well. I was gonna do a bit here about like it not being good, but I can't do it. It's so well written that they give him multiple chances.
To
be a good guy.
Yeah,
like they give him moments where, because I was thinking about it, because there's times in our lives where we just as humans like fail. We do the wrong thing. But then like if you're not a sociopath, you think back on it and you're like, this is where I fucked up there. Like,
right.
Maybe I can't make it right, but I can learn.
Yep.
He has these moments throughout, and then he just keeps making the same fucking mistake. And I'm like, so he's just as a sociopath.
Yeah, right.
Go ahead with your conclusion.
No, I mean, we'll talk about like the like sizzle reel at the end. Not even the sizzle reel. The like, oh, maybe there's some redeeming qualities, right? So it's like, bam, he's having a heart to heart with Vic. This is honestly okay, everybody. If you're thinking about watching the Penguin, do not listen to this. Skip ahead like 10 minutes, okay? Because it'll really take away from the show if you listen to this. Okay, so I'm giving you 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, so you think he's gonna have a nice heart to heart? Oh, you're like a dad to me. You're like a father. Bam! He fucking chokes. He chokes Vic out. No remorse. Like what? And then
I almost cried.
Oh yeah.
Vic begging for his life.
Yeah.
As he's being choked to death.
Yeah.
Holy fuck.
Yep.
But also it's a brilliant scene because Vic says the one thing that forces Penguin to do what he did.
Yep.
And he calls him family.
Yeah, he said, yep. And he's like, he can't have that.
Yeah. And then, because I saw a lot of people were like, I don't understand why he did this. And then he grabs his wallet, steals his money, and throws his ID away. So it looks like a mugging.
Yeah. Right. That's all it is. Yeah. They're like, I don't know why I did that. No, it makes it look like a mugging. Then he gets his mom into a high rise. You think, oh, he's a nice guy. No, but she's in a vegetative state, and she's literally just staring out the window in torture, like she's crying. Yeah. And then you're like, mate, and then you get one more chance to feel bad for him, where you think, wow, he's so psychotic that he's in his apartment high rise. He's having visions of his mother that he's dancing with. That like, wow, this guy's really fucked up in the head. Like maybe we could feel bad for him a little bit, but no, it's not. It's his head of the prostitution girlfriend dressed as his mother that he's dancing with in the high rise. And then you're like, yeah, this dude is completely fucking insane. Like,
and it all circles the moment in the episode that really like started these events for me is when he's called by the hangman. What's her shoot name?
Oh my god.
Yes, I can never fucking remember.
Yeah. It's a hangman. Yeah. Sophia Falcone.
There we go. Sophia. He's called by Sophia. Sophia has his mother.
Yeah.
And she goes, meet me here. And of course it's, the theater where they dance when they were little and everything. And captures them, ties them up, and has them across from each other.
Yeah.
Threatening to cut his mother's pinky off. Yeah. And is like, tell her the truth about your brothers from last episode.
Yeah, and he still won't do it.
And he won't do it. And then she even gets up and is like, I already know. I know you're a piece of shit. I know what you did. Just say it. And he's just like, no, Mom, you're crazy. Like, that was his moment of pseudo redemption to show that he's actually grown as a human being.
No,
and they refuse.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so good.
And then he gets the top hat, he gets the suit, and now he's gonna be running Gotham. What about so then we gotta talk about Sophia gets. Dude, I thought he was going to shoot her. He puts her back into fucking Arkham. Like, oh my god.
I thought it was, once again, brilliant fucking writing.
Yeah.
They bring her out to the pier.
Yep, to shoot her.
And he says to her, you're going to hell.
Yeah.
And a part of me was just like, holy shit. Like, hell is going back to Arkham.
Oh, yeah, it's not.
But he's going to just kill her.
Yeah.
No. And no, he disappears, leaves her there, and oh my god, the cops come and are just
and then we find out she gets a letter, and lo and behold, we know this because Falcone had another daughter, but she gets a letter from Catwoman, Selena Kyle, and says, "Hey, I'm your sister." So that's a pretty cool interaction we're going to see in the next movie, Chris. I have to see that, right? So now we're making the connections.
I think the background, the B plot in the next movie is Selena Kyle coming back to take over the Falcone.
Yeah.
Crime empire.
Cool. Or like going after Penguin.
Or maybe just going to Penguin to get revenge or something. But there's if you want to jump into the next news thing.
Yeah. So that's part of it. So I would say this show needs to be watched straight through every episode. It like crescendos to this, like usually you're gonna like if it's a show about a villain, you think there's gonna be some redeeming qualities, you're gonna feel bad. No, you don't fucking do. No. If you do, you're a serial killer because this guy is completely awful. Colin Farrell should win an award for this show because his acting was absolutely phenomenal.
Yeah, and the thing is he won't, but he should.
He won't. Yeah, but he should. All the shit he had to go through. Yeah.
It's unbelievable how good he is. And throughout it, I know it's Colin Farrell because we talk about this every week and like we've been in the trenches. I forget it's Colin Farrell though.
Yeah, it's just the Penguin. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, after the events, Colin Farrell has revealed that he signed on to do 3 Batman films. He also said, I signed up for 3 Batman films, but I didn't know if I'd be in the second film. Matt Reeves is a brilliant writer and extraordinary director, and what I'm most excited / nervous about in the second film is not what Oz does or what moments of success he gets to experience, but what his voice is. Because by the end of the episode, we see that he's going to be a politician, and he's going to be making some. That's the scary thing, is you get this complete psychopath in a position of power and influence in the city, and Batman can't just go after somebody like that, right?
So
it's interesting.
There's been a lot of talk of who the villain of the next movie is.
Yeah,
we did Riddler. Obviously, Mr. Freeze has been thrown around.
And just to want to bring it up,
yeah,
somebody posted online there was an Easter egg. They believe. Well, for Scarecrow, I didn't see the one for Scarecrow for Court of Owls.
Yeah.
Did you see the outline of like the owl statues in the courthouse? It wasn't. That was 2 episodes ago.
I didn't.
So there's the scene where he goes in to talk to the, is it the senator or the mayor of the city in the courthouse? I can tell you where it is. It's like in the scene where he's talking to the guy in the courthouse, and the room in the courthouse surrounding them, there's these like statues that are almost shaped like owls. Like the outline of them looks like an owl.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So people are thinking that's a subtle hint, because I mean it's like the Gotham court system, right? Like why would they have this? But we know that the Court of Owls is underground. It's like a subtle hint. I would love to see some Court of Owls stuff, or at least like set that up for movie 3. But I think that'd be cool. I mean, who do you think? Who do you think it's going to be?
So I was going to say the big two have been Mr. Freeze and Scarecrow.
Yeah,
and there was the Scarecrow mask in Daddy Falcone's desk in one of the scenes.
Yeah. Yep.
I don't think it's either. I mean, the universe that Matt Reeves is building, I don't think he's going to go like Mr. Freeze is a little fantastical.
Yeah.
Like I know it's technology, but it is kind of magical in a way.
Yeah, it is. It is a little fantastical.
I do think he goes Court of Owls for movie 2.
Yeah.
I also think he sets up movie 3 to be Two-Face. Definitely Harvey Dent is going to be cast for movie 2. And there's going to be some sort of like maybe a quick scene or two of him and Ozzy together.
Yeah.
It just, the way they're going, especially when you start going from Gotham and politics, obviously we're going to think Two-Face. It's the most obvious answer.
Yeah.
So that's kind of where my mind is now. And I've just felt that Court of Owls makes sense. So you can still have Ozzy do his thing and be involved in some way, but make it through movie 2.
Yep.
While having an A plot of, Batman trying to deal with this thing. And I could also see like the Court of Owls being like, what the fuck happened here after the first movie?
Yeah.
And why is this dude dressed up as a bat running around?
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I'm excited about, they really set us up for an interesting second movie.
Yeah.
Putting a villain, like having a villain not be thwarted and putting him in a position of political power and influence and one of the main characters. Gotham is a main character in the movie, right? So that's pretty crazy to see this happening.
Yeah. And just looking around, like they've been either teasing or doing Court of Owls stuff a lot recently,
right?
Without doing anything with it for a long time.
Yeah, right.
And this might not have anything to do with it, but it is a hint. Like Scott Snyder's back at DC. They don't need him back to be like, we're doing this.
I think, like you said, the whole fantastical thing. You could bring in Talon for a fight scene, just a suited up dude with an owl mask, and have a great fight scene with him and Batman. Like that's not fantastical at all, right? It's just enough of
And you can do Court of Owls without the whole mythical part of it. Like it can just be an underground organization of rich fucks.
Yeah, that'll be enough, right?
And it could still be like this thing that's passed down through time, and you can do Zombie Talon somehow without it being too fantastical. Like it's doable.
Oh, for sure.
I'm so excited for the next Batman movie, man.
Yeah, like this is I want to go back and watch Batman, and
we didn't even mention, I guess once again skip ahead, but it's not a huge spoiler. At the end of Penguin, like the bat signal goes up.
Oh, the bat signal goes,
and so did my dick. Yeah. I was so happy.
Everybody salutes.
But there was a part
amazing.
of me that was just like, because I felt my core, and I know you kind of were hoping Batman would show up in some way.
Yeah, I was really hoping he'd show up. Yeah,
I knew in my core he wouldn't. This was the perfect way. Perfect way to do it, man. It's
like Batman will be next. They're like, damn it, you son of a bitch.
I was so
Matt Reeves. Yeah, this dude understands Batman. From the show, from the animated series that he helped work on, this dude gets it. Like, he understands what he's doing with the characters.
Yeah, and I'm with Colin on this. Like, Matt Reeves has become one of the top filmmakers in the industry in my eyes.
Oh, like, easily.
I know he's worked on big IPs, but dude, those Apes movies are so fucking good.
I know, they really are. Yeah, they are. Yep.
And what he's doing with Batman right now is unreal. Like, I am super excited for anything he does moving forward.
I can't wait. Comic news, everybody. So Marvel announced that launching this February is a new Red Hulk ongoing series. Wow, very surprised. Let's go. That starts off as One World Under Doom tie-in title from Benjamin Percy and artist Geoff Shaw. Okay, all right, Geoff Shaw doing the art.
Yeah.
Red Hulk kicks off when Dr. Doom imprisons Ross in Latveria. In order to exploit his military expertise, Ross's only hope of escape is unleashing Red Hulk's strength like never before and leading an assault on Doom's kingdom from the inside. For a taste of what's in store, check out a special prelude story by Percy and Shaw later this month, in Incredible Hulk number 19, the milestone 800th issue of Hulk. That's awesome. Geoff Shaw drawing Red Hulk. It's going to be sick.
I love Geoff Shaw.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
That first story of Red Hulk, I think it was Jeff Loeb and Ed McGuinness that did it. If you haven't read it, I mean, kind of the mystery is gone, so I get some of it.
Right.
But it was a cool mystery story. Like, this thing, we didn't know who it was. He had this big fucking Hulk gun. It was badass because Ed McGuinness is drawing it.
Yep.
After that, it's just another Hulk.
I
think Hulk can be done really well, and I've enjoyed Hulk stories.
Mm-hmm.
I don't need a rainbow of Hulks. Like, it's not like the Green Lanterns where we can do the rainbow.
We don't need the spectrum of Hulks.
Yeah, it's to me personally, it's not interesting. This will not be on my list, but I get it as like the next book we're going to talk about. There's obviously movies coming out. We need books on the shelves.
Yeah, like this new series, the Thunderbolts, is getting a 5-issue series coming February, which will also act as a One World Under Doom tie-in series from writer Colin Kelly and Jackson Lanzig. Okay, with art by Tommaso Bianchi. The series will be titled Thunderbolts Doom Strike. Recently, that's a great name, Bucky Barnes boldly assembled a team of Black Ops heavy hitters to pursue the world's most dangerous individuals, inadvertently aiding Doom's power grab. Now, his guilty conscience will drive him to challenge Doom's authority head on and become a living symbol of resistance. And just what fans have been clamoring for, the beloved original team is back, and they're not happy with what Bucky's doing in their name. Get ready for Thunderbolts versus Thunderbolts. As Doom recruits original members, including Moonstone, Atlas, Fixer, and more, ushering in a new exciting era with celebrating the title's incredible legacy, Thunderbolts Doom Strike arrives just in time for the highly anticipated debut in the Marvel Studios Thunderbolts in theaters May 2nd. Good on Colin and Jackson for getting such a huge title, just before the movie coming out and stuff. I think that's awesome.
Yeah, first I want to apologize to listeners because Greedo is
very needy,
fucking insane right now, and needy as hell.
Yep,
and just took out my whole desk, so you probably heard a big thud in your ears. If you remember last year, they did a Thunderbolts book, and I really enjoyed it. It was Bucky creating this new team, and their mission was to kill the Red Skull.
Yep.
They've had this ongoing story arc in Marvel of trying to basically expand Bucky as a character and take him out of just this cycle he's been in ever since Winter Soldier.
Mm-hmm.
And I really enjoyed it. So it's a tie-in, but it makes sense. They've set up this whole Doom thing for over a year now, and I'm glad that they get the book. I will read anything these two put out. I mean, I like the Star Trek book that they wrote.
Yeah, for sure. I'll read it. Yeah.
So I'm excited for it. And just Thunderbolts, Bucky, all the things I love. So
Yeah.
I'm here for it, 100%.
Yeah, good on them. Got to get them back on the show. DC Comics announced a new Zatanna limited series, and we're moving on. Coming in February from writer
Skipped
artist.
over one.
Oh, sorry. But we'll get back to that one.
Okay.
Yeah. Writer artist Jamal Campbell in the new limited comic book series, Zatanna gets her stage crew back together and is looking forward to a new, less chaotic chapter of her life. However, her plans are disrupted before they even begin when her crew is abducted by a ghostly new adversary, the Lady White. Now Zatanna is plunged into the machinations of tricks, swords, and curses that threaten to tear her apart from the inside out. I don't really care about Zatanna. Can we get a Justice League Dark book before we get a Zatanna book?
I mean, listen, we're getting so many books that I'm happy about from DC.
Yeah.
For the Zatanna fans, good on you. Enjoy it. I hope you like it.
I hope it's good. I hope it's good. This one, I had to skip a couple pages here to read it all, but DC Comics announced a new ongoing series coming this February titled Green Lantern Corps from writers Jeremy Adams and Morgan Hampton with art by Fernando Passarin and Auclair Albert. Following the events in Green Lantern, the Green Lantern Civil Corps event, and the recently announced Green Lantern Fractured Spectrum one-shot, Hal Jordan will need all the help he can get to protect the galaxy and stop the rise of deadly fractal lanterns before they unleash chaos and death across the entire galaxy. Green Lantern writer Jeremy Adams is joined by co-writer Morgan Hampton with artists Fernando Passarin and Auclair Albert, have teamed up to bring together John Stewart, Jessica Cruz, Kyle Rayner, Guy Gardner, Joel Moline, and fan favorite Green Lanterns, an incredible cosmos-spanning adventure. That's cool. We're getting a ongoing title, Green Lantern Corps. All the Green Lanterns are in it. This might be a good jumping on point for someone like me who doesn't read all the stuff but wants to get a taste before we get more Green Lantern in the mainstream.
Yeah, I've been somebody that likes John Stewart, so whenever a John Stewart book comes out, I check it out. But I never thought Green Lanterns, for me, were strong enough to have like 4 books.
Yeah, I know. There's so many Green Lantern books.
So I like the idea of the Green Lantern Corps book and just find a way to make it a team book and make it work. Or just have one Green Lantern going on at a time. They've obviously decided to go with Corps. So
yeah,
it might be worth checking out. I've enjoyed Jeremy Adams on Flash Gordon. I've heard his Green Lantern run was really cool. And like you said, a good jumping on point for it. So I'll probably check it out, yeah.
Yeah, for sure. DC Comics announced that their new compact comics line is expanding. That's cool. New titles including, of course, Kingdom Come, Static Season 1, Deceased, Batwoman, Elegy, Superman Birthright, The Authority Book 1, Superman Batman Book 1. That is the Jeff Loeb and Ed McGuinness run. DC The New Frontier, Wonder Woman, Blood and Guts, Death from Neil Gaiman's Sandman universe. Harley Quinn, Wild at Heart, Batman The Long Halloween, Why the Last Man, Book 1, V for Vendetta, and We 3. These titles will be coming out through 2025. Yeah, so those compact editions, good way to get people into some iconic stories and some good history on those big characters that you know in DC.
Yeah, and I assume that they were successful now.
Yeah, I guess so. If they just released like 10 more.
Like, dude, it's almost weekly throughout like most of 2025 now. The book is coming out.
Yeah.
So I love it because it's $10, I believe, $12 maybe. Yeah. Super cheap for a full comic.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, and in a nice compact size. Hopefully that manga audience is jumping over and checking these books out. And I like that it's not just like Superman Birthright. You know, it's also Deceased. And it's also Why the Last Man and all these weird books.
A lot of great stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, the kind of showcase that there's not just superheroes.
Right. True that.
I think personally, if DC and I know Marvel has theirs coming out too, but if they're serious about this, there are manga specific stores. I know because there's a few in my area.
Yep.
I would be hiring somebody just to reach out to them and be like, listen, like we've got this, we're going for your audience. Like, would you want to try them out?
Yeah, that's a great idea. Try to push them there.
Yeah, see if you can get them in these manga stores. You know, maybe. I don't know. Worth a shot.
I think why not get a chunk of that pie?
Yeah, I would sit there and be like, listen, we're owned by Warner Brothers, so we have more money than God.
Right.
Why don't we send you 20, whatever, and they're free. Have them.
Yeah, right.
Put them on your shelves. See if people are interested. If they are, here's the lunar codes for them.
Yeah, there you go.
Like,
Order more. Give us money.
yeah,
Yeah, I have to imagine someone's got to be doing that there. They'd be
I would hope
stupid.
so.
Image Comics announced a new series from writer A.J. Lieberman and artist Mike Henderson called The Hive. Mason Shaw is no one, a worker bee. All that changes when he crosses paths with a few stragglers, trying to stay one step ahead of a queen with immense powers. There are those among us that can connect and manipulate people around them into a hive mind state like a beehive. These people are called hivers. Oh. It's not hypnotism, it's some kind of drug. It's biological. The hive is about a group of hunted hivers struggling to remain one step ahead of their wrathful queen, who is hunting them down. But when a mysterious worker bee gets recruited, it starts a series of events that puts everyone on a collision course, which will end with everyone in danger, especially the queen. Sex, violence, and bees. Welcome to this. Just reminds me of the bee movie that I watched with Jason Statham, where he talks about protecting the hive. And this is literally the plot synopsis to that movie. So I think they just took that idea and ran with it. Beekeeper.
I forgot that movie existed, and when you said that reminds me of the Bee movie, I thought you were going to talk about the Jerry Seinfeld
the Jerry
Bee
Seinfeld
movie.
Bee movie. No, the other Bee movie. There's only been 2 Bee movies in our lifetime, Chris.
Yeah, there's nothing.
Yeah,
here
this is
that I'm
nothing
really
here.
interested in.
This is
I thought
nothing.
the art looked fine, but the whole idea didn't hit me. But I know Mike Henderson art is always a good thing. So
it is good.
Yeah,
but yeah, nothing.
I thought maybe this was more up your alley, but it seems like you're not really digging it either.
It's just a ripoff of the movie. I really like the movie. I'd rather just watch the movie again because the movie was really enjoyable. Dark Horse announced that they were releasing a softcover omnibus collection of the Mad Men comics from writer-artist Mike Allred. The first of these collections will be released on June 24th, 2025, and retail at $50, $49.99, with 680 pages of content. That is insane. I've never read the Madman books, but I know he pops up in a lot of other stuff. So
I don't know if you'd like it or not.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Frank Einstein is a man that requires a certain taste, but
yeah,
I like Mad Men. What I've read of it, and it's not much.
Mm-hmm.
I saw late that they were doing library editions. Now, Dark Horse is calling these omnibus. They're really library editions, and they're hardcover. Yeah, the hardcover ones. But they're like $80-$90 a pop, and there's 6 of them, and I'm like, nah.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
So now that they're coming out with them softcover, calling them officially omnibuses, I might start getting them this way because I've read a lot of it, but I haven't read all of it, and I don't own any of it.
Okay.
But I'm a huge Mike Allred stan, so I'll be here for it.
He's his work alone is pretty amazing. So like, I've just never got into Mad Men.
And this is the thing that got him into the mainstream. Like this is he wrote and created and drew all these.
Cool.
So.
Oni Press announced that the 4th of what they're calling the new genre-defying projects is, in mine is a long. Okay, projects in mine is a long, lonesome grave. This series is written by Justin Jordan, art by Chris Sheehan. All right, Justin Jordan, pretty big name. Chris Sheehan as well. Haley Creed is a bad man. Harley Creed. Wow. Harley Creed is almost like Harley Quinn. Is a bad man. He used to be worse. It's an interesting name to pick. A violent ex-con with a string of brutal crimes in his past. He only wanted one thing when he finally walked free from prison: to leave Briar Falls, West Virginia, behind and disappear forever. But Harley's hometown has a strange way of swallowing people whole. Call it a consequence of low-level folk magic that has permeated its darker corners for generations. And now that Harley has returned, pent-up vengeance for his past crimes is about to come roaring back. Somebody has put a hex on him, and Harley has 7 days before he dies in a twisted, screaming agony. To reverse it, Harley must find and kill his unseen enemy before the curse can reap its terrible end. But in Briar Falls, there's no shortage of suspects, and Harley is coming for them all. If he can't have peace, at least he can have revenge. Sounds like a kind of interesting story. I mean, Justin Jordan, great writer, so that might be one to check out.
Yeah, I was thinking back of because I saw the name Justin Jordan,
Yeah,
and he did the Luther Strode
Luther
book,
Strode. Yeah, that's
which
what
I
he's known for.
fucking loved.
Yeah, Luther Strode was a huge thing.
Yeah, so this sounds cool. It sounds more like what I like him for, which is just brutal balls to the wall action.
Yeah, that's what this sounds like. It looks pretty awesome.
Yeah, so really cool. I look forward to seeing what the next genre-defying project from Oni Press will be.
Yeah,
But
yeah, this one is I mean, it's a big statement with Justin Jordan writing it for sure.
yeah, and it's been cool. The 4 books so far, I think, have at least attracted one of us in some way. So
yeah,
they're doing a good job. But yeah, this one sounds really cool. I'm really looking forward to it.
Yeah, I'll probably be checking this one out for sure. Mad Cave Studios announced that with the success of their Gatchaman titles, they have expanded their partnership with Tatsunoko Productions to bring new comics for the IP Speed Racer. No word on what titles we will get, whether they also reprint old material or who's working on the titles. All right, well, you had me with Gatchaman. I'm not a big Speed Racer guy. I'm going to admit, I never really cared. My modern day Speed Racer is the Fast and the Furious movies. I will say. How do you feel about Speed Racer, Chris?
I'm fairly indifferent to Speed Racer, but yeah. I'm not gonna lie to you all.
Yeah,
that movie that the Wachowskis did.
Oh yeah,
it was so fucking good, dude.
Yeah, that one was insane. That had no business being that good.
Yeah, and that's I love that movie on so many levels because there's also the backstory of they just came off doing The Matrix, the most genre-defying thing. Not to steal Oni Press's thing that's ever happened.
Yeah.
And they're like, "What do you want to do?" They're like, "Speed fucking racer." That's what we want to do.
That's what we want to do.
No, I get it. Mad Cave had to prove itself with Gatchaman because, to be fair, Gatchaman was a nothing IP.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
I know Colin had a love for it, and there's people that remember it from back in the day, but it died and disappeared.
It's true.
Speed Racer's always been around. People, you can walk up to somebody and be like, "Speed Racer," and they know what you're talking about.
Yeah, they're like, "Oh shit, we know."
So it'll depend a lot on who's doing it. Listen, you give me no name guy doing Speed Racer, I might be like, "Oh, you're gonna send me a review copy, so maybe I'll at least flip through it." But you give me I don't know, Jonathan Hickman and Jeff Shaw do Speed Racer. You're like, fucking right, I'm there for Speed Racer.
Yeah, of course, yeah. We'll show up. We'll show up for it, for sure.
There's a lot depending on that. But it is a huge that this company's like, holy crap, you took a dead IP that we were going to do nothing with and made it something. So here's the crown jewel.
Here you go. Here's Speed Racer.
I don't know what else these guys own, but
yeah,
I got to assume that Speed Racer's up there.
It's got to be one of the top ones for sure.
Yeah. Let's see if I can find. I should have done this before the show, but this is how I do things. Production, animation, TV. They did Speed Racer.
They own two.
Since their first work, Space Ace, they produced many works such as Speed Racer, Hakushan Demo,
don't know that
Science
one.
Ninja Team, Time Bokan,
nope,
and have been a support studio.
So Speed Racer's the big one.
Yes, Speed Racer is where their money came from.
Yeah.
Oh, wait. Founded in 1962. Two young brothers, blah, blah, initially in production. Company specialized in manga to manage the copyright of Tatsu Yoshida's manga and his assistants. However, at the time, the broadcast of Astro Boy produced by a different company. So why would you talk about Astro Boy? Never mind.
Astro
I thought they were going to own Astro Boy.
No, they don't have Astro Boy.
Mach Go 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 they own? Oh no, that's Speed Racer in Japan. Never mind.
That's a way better name than Speed Racer. Mach Go Go Go. I love that.
Yeah, that's literally.
Yeah,
that's they've helped produce things and help with things, but that's their big IPs right there.
Damn.
So
that's all they need.
Yeah, we'll see. I'll be excited to see what teams they announce. That's where it's going to really depend.
All right, folks, we're going to talk about what we read this week. I read a whole 4 books. Whole big 4 books. There you go. Chris got a stack. I guess I'll talk about the Terminator books. I don't think I'm going to keep up with this series. The stories don't really have much substance to them. It's like a story about Vietnam, and a Terminator shows up, and the dialogue is kind of like confusing. I don't know, and it seems to be like an anthology because it says like part 1, and I don't.
It's supposed to be an anthology series.
Yeah, so like this one said part 1, even though it is an anthology. So like the story's not finished, and then the backup pages are just like clips of this other Terminator that I thought had already showed up, but I think is showing up again. It's not really grabbed me after a couple issues.
Fair enough.
I just want some Terminators laying waste to people, man? Like, Absolute Batman #2. This is a great issue. The elevator being the Bat car was epic, and that's a total Scott Snyder thing right there. That's a classic Scott Snyder writing of like, you're standing in the car.
Yeah.
Like, that is the most Batman thing Batman could do. I think, Black Mask is the villain, right? Batman are getting closer to each other. So now, like, Batman and Allred have to start working together because they've kind of like started blowing up his secret layers. Allred has kind of like sidetracked his mission to try to help Batman out some more. We find that Batman was childhood friends with Catwoman in this, and then we find out that Martha Wayne and Jim Gordon are friends. Maybe more than that.
I think they're going down like, to Pound Town.
Yeah, they're Pound Town. They're in Pound Town, which is interesting. Like, oh wow, and Bruce doesn't really have a relationship with his mom, so all very good. We're fleshing out the characters a lot more in this issue. I mean, I'm still loving Absolute Batman. I think it's a cool twist on everything. And then we got the Bat Vader, the Bat Elevator car, which was just fucking genius.
That moment solidified to me why I think I like Batman. When we were talking about the 3 Absolute books, and why I said I think Batman's #1 for me. It's just because I like Scott Snyder, man.
Yeah, Scott Snyder's the very good, like, here's Batman, and this is why he's Batman, because he always has a way out.
And he has moments. It's just like, oh, you didn't think you get more badass?
Yeah.
Look at this.
Yeah, it's a Bat Elevator fucker. Yeah.
When we finally saw Black Mask, though, all I could think is, because I felt like they've reined in Dragota's like character design art a bit for this book, for at least for the first issue. He went full Dragota on that one, man.
That his face, it was like shriveled. It was weird. I don't know if he's, I don't know if he's like actually. Maybe it's not a mask. Maybe his face, like he's got something wrong with him. I don't know.
That or it's a video image, so maybe it's just distorted because of the video. But yeah,
like, we'll let you do it for this one.
Yeah, that was very East of West, man. Like,
that was great. Yeah, for sure.
But I love it. It's great.
Space Ghost 7 was a really fun issue. Had a great issue fighting the Creature King, who like dumbs humans down, but all the creatures are like a lot smarter. So then we have Blip the monkey saves everybody in this issue, and then he like goes back to being like primitive intelligence. So then they're like, oh, I wonder what he was thinking this whole time. So it was a great interaction with all the characters, and like Blip saving the day, and like I owe it to them. I have to save the day. It was just a lot. This book is just amazing. It's just so much fun.
That great moment where Space Ghost is like, I wonder what he sacrificed for us.
Yeah.
And he sacrificed being sentient.
Like, he literally was sentient. He was like smarter than everybody. Yeah. That was crazy.
Awesome issue, dude.
The last book I got to is Godzilla Here There Be Dragons 2, Sons of Giants #5. So Lane, who was recruited, ends up dying in this issue, discovering that they find out the Xelians are on Earth. They find this like secret area that I think Benjamin Franklin had, where they had like drawings of the Xelians and all this stuff, like alien guns and all this shit. What we find out is the Xelians are on Earth and invading with kaijus, and so like they're looking through this documentation, and they flip to a page that has a picture of Jet Jaguar, and they say like, this is the only hope to save us, because they're like on the invasion with the kaijus, and like the Revolutionary Army is like on the field, and they see all these aliens and kaiju coming, and then they flip open the page to like, we need to call Jet Jaguar, and it's like, nice. This book is crazy, awesome. Man. Combining like history, and they talk about like the fall of Rome again with the kaijus. It's awesome. It's so cool.
I'm excited to jump into that.
Yeah, I think I like the second part better than the first, but I mean, they're both really good books. But that's all I got to this week.
So some stuff I was catching up on.
Yep.
I read Minor Arcana, that Jeff Lemire book at Boom Studios. So
Okay.
the first 3 issues, and it's not the best Jeff Lemire title, but I am enjoying it. It's very Jeff Lemire. It's slice of life. Girl goes back to her hometown. Her mother's dying. She finds out she has special powers, and then she has to deal with it. Like,
Yeah.
That's every Jeff Lemire book for the most part, but it always hits. And this one's good. I wouldn't put it as one of its better ones. I finally got Rome Eternal #1, the Magma Comics book. This book's fucking awesome, guys.
Nice.
Rome's always been around. Like, it's today, and they're still here. They never fell. So now they're this technologically advanced civilization that still believes in all the Roman mythology and everything. And the Caesar in this book, we see him in the past where there was an attempted assassination. And the guy who tried to assassinate him, they publicly execute him. And his kid was there the whole time. And it's this whole story of like, you can't do it. You shouldn't have done it at all, but you can't do it in front of the kid because you just create a terrorist kind of thing.
Right.
So then we flip to the present. The kid is now older, and he's gotten with this group of terrorists that all base their appearance after a different deity. And then we find out that they're praying to an Iranian god, the Iranian sun god, I think it was.
That's cool.
And their whole mission is to kill Caesar and take over Rome. And that's the basic plot of the story. But there's all this shit of like, the Romans can invade people's minds and take their memories from them, and like all this weird sci-fi stuff going on at the same time. And it's really good. And the art is awesome. So I highly recommend picking it up if you can find it.
That's awesome.
Red Shazam #17. I know you talked about it last week. I liked it a little bit more than I think you did.
Yeah.
About 90% of the reason is they use the word John in this, and that just made me happy as someone who loves Philadelphia and the culture there. That's
I get
a
that.
book set in Philadelphia actually used the fucking word John. That was
I get
amazing.
that. Yeah. That. Yeah.
Aliens vs. Avengers #2.
Oh yeah, nice.
Basically, we find out that Tony, the whole tower he was living in, he built it to be a rocket so they could just disappear.
Sick.
And the whole issue is them like deciding whether they should launch it or not, and then they finally do after they're like, "Well, Cap and all of them are dead, so we should just go. We shouldn't wait for them anymore." And of course, in good dramatic fashion, that's when Cap and everybody shows up and is like, "We're here," but they don't make it in time. And there's this whole background of the civilization that they find out about that can like jump dimensions. And I don't know if this is involved in Prometheus because it's been a long time since I've watched that movie, but yeah, they're somehow involved in what's going on here. And they've been like taking the aliens and using them to like destroy different universes. So that was an interesting kind of side plot. Once again, Hickman just had to go hard on a fucking crossover book.
Yeah, for real.
And then we'll jump into this week's books. So G.I. Joe #1 came out. The one that Joshua Williamson's doing.
Yep.
Great intro. 2 or 3 pages. He introduces every character, their role in the team. He sets up how the team was formed, and then just does a really cool action sequence. And that's it. It's not too deep. It's not the greatest comic ever made, but it's a ton of fun.
Yeah, that's cool.
So I think he did a good job. You don't have to read any of the other stuff to understand what he's doing here. And even references the other books to be like, because the Baroness is on the G.I. Joe team. If you don't know, the Baroness is traditionally a Cobra person. And even references like why she's there. So you don't have to go back to Duke to find out why. Gatchaman June, Apex Heart, the one shot came out. It's all about June. Like, it's this whole story of her love for motorcycles and how the evil people are using them, like her favorite motorcyclist, to create this whole technology. It's a cool one-shot story. Totally on the side, doesn't like tie into anything, is its own thing. So if you're liking Gatchaman, it's just more Gatchaman, which I am very much. Black Hammer Spiral City #1. So the events all happened, and now we've got Inspector Insector,
Okay.
who's left with. He's one of the only like main characters left in the aftermath, and basically it's this whole political divide of like half the people are like hate supers now because of what happened with the anti-god, and half are like, but they saved us. And in the actual area where anti-god was defeated has now become this slum that all the meta people live in. And that's basically all we know. Like, it's a whole setup of that, and Inspector Insector is our guide through this world because he actually comes back and is plopped into the middle of it. And I don't. He really is just setting up like where the world is right now. He hasn't done much past that. I would like to know more why he felt like he needed to keep doing Black Hammer, but we'll see in future issues, I hope.
Yeah.
I want to save that for last. Star Wars: The Battle of Jakku, Insurgency Rising, #4. This really does set up like the good guys won, the bad guys lost, but they didn't lose entirely, so they'll be back. So I now feel like he set it up in 4 separate miniseries to kind of mirror the original trilogy, because this has definitely got a New Hope vibe to it. And the bad guy's down and out, but he's not gone. So interesting, and I'm interested to see what the next issue is all about. I Hate Fairyland, #17. This is Happy Endgame Part 2.
Nice.
And just it's not complex, people. Like, the people in hell that Gert killed are coming back, and this issue was them like coming back to Fairyland and being like, we're gonna kill Gert. But since Gertrude is on the up and up with everybody now, like she's loved by everybody, they don't want to just give her over, so they have this whole meeting with her, and they're like, there's all these people coming from hell to kill you, you need to take care of this, so we'll let you go back to your ways for a few days while you fix this, but then you gotta go back to the deal we made prior to this, which was to like not be a psychopath. And we think you need a team. And so basically she's going to end up recruiting a bunch of like, and he even like puts in the book like jokes about public domain fairy tale stories. So she's going to go and like find people from like the Wizard of Oz or from
that's cool. That's
all these and use them as her team. So that's really awesome. Cool. And then the last mainstream book I got was Arcbound #1. Did you check this out?
No, I didn't read it.
It's interesting. So it's Tom Hardy, Scott Snyder, and Frank Thierry creating this universe together. It's a very basic story. Like, it's this sci-fi world. This guy works for this corporation that takes over these planets to mine them. And he starts to have complex thoughts about it. So they end up taking him out and killing him. And then the big twist at the end, spoilers everybody, is that somebody used what was left of his body to turn him into basically a cyborg.
Oh, cool.
So now it's this whole like, what's he going to do now? So I didn't think it was a great first issue, but the ending was enough to be like, let's see what they got here.
Yeah, I guess I'll check it out. I forgot it even came out.
Yeah. And the art's really cool. Ryan Smallman did the art. I've never seen anything by him before, and I thought his style was really neat. So
cool.
Just a quick couple of Kickstarter books. Frankenstein the Unconqueror from our friends Dylan Shannon, Wells Thompson.
Nice.
Really fun book. I like it. And then Rise #2 from our buddy Trevor. It was a cool superhero book that I enjoyed as well.
Cool.
So, Mike, that was everything I read this week. So where can people find you on the internet?
You can find me at Fortress Ricker on X/Twitter. Where can they find you and or the show?
You can find me on X, also on Blue Sky and all the other social media shit at Fortress Chris or at chriscomicsquarter.substack.com. And I actually found out that Fortress Pod was available on X. So we are now at Fortress Pod on X, sick. Also at fortresscomicnews.com.
Nice.
So if you want to support the show, 5-star reviews in the podcatchers, like, subscribe, share, comment down below on the YouTube version, and also patreon.com/fortresscomics. Thank you all so much for watching and or listening this week. See you all here next week.
See ya.